Hello, welcome back, boys and girls. This is VanillaTV's KnOxXx, Beta and Comedian. Tonight, bringing you Epsilon versus Quarantine. If you have just joined us, you have missed the first map, which was Process. 5-0 the score on Epsilon, and now we have Badlands, and we are live. And KnOxXx, run us to middle.
Okay, so yep, Demomen are going to be the ones arriving first in this point. Just having a look, both of them opt in actually for different routes. We do have Numlocked over onto the balcony. And Demoman actually, a foe getting put a lot of pressure on, finds himself bounced into a scout and an early death for him. Gear goes down in the process, but zappis is also down. Kritzonite, a very early death for their medic. And, well, an early death for the medic and 2 weak players for Quarantine. Both of their soldiers, I guess they're going to have to fall back here, but one of the soldiers does get isolated already.
Oh, and, look at Numlocked. Oh, look at Numlocked. Numlocked chasing down Kalho. He knew he wasn't going to get anywhere. In fact, I was going to say, this started so quick I couldn't do the proper introduction. So this is VanillaTV's KnOxXx, Beta and Comedian, ETF2L, Season 13, a Premiership division between Quarantine and Epsilon eSports. Second map, I was going to say, KnOxXx, all my money is going to be in Epsilon, and they're proving me right at the moment. Uber is triggered straight away, coming into the point, juggled up into the air by Pyro, still being juggled up into the air by the Pyro, and in fact, Kalho comes in and finishes him off. Quarantine doing their best to try and to defend at the moment. Kritzonite has managed to build his Uber so fast as well, because so many of his players took the damage. There is a scout on point that's going to force loads of the Quarantine players to turn around, and in fact schocky is taken down. In the end, it's going to be Gear and Mike to finish it off and make it 1-0 already. That was in a minute and a half round, KnOxXx. And by the way, when did you become American with your quarantine?
I just mix it up a bit, really. I say both. But, yeah.
Take us through this next mid-fight.
Okay, yep. So, in comes the 2 scouts for Quarantine. They are up on the point. Zappis getting annihilated immediately, but Numlock goes down, and that's quite a good trade for them, I do believe. But schocky takes down Kritzonite medic. Again, an early death for him, and the Quarantine players are still weak. We do have Veek1 as the only player alive. Does manage to take down Mike, but, well, the 2 scouts of schocky and wltrs, they weren't going to mess that one up. And so it's another wipe for Quarantine on this midpoint. And, we'll have to see. Well, Epsilon are going to be pushing. They've left 1 scout on the midpoint. They are going to have another scout, soldier, and maybe a medic up onto this spire. And, well, I'm not sure what Quarantine are going to be able to do. They do have a sniper who is trying to get that pick over onto someone up there. Just maybe see if he can get the numbers reduced as they go for this push-in. But, well, they're going to have to hold last against an Uber.
So I'm just following Gear to come to the battlements. They needed to keep a spam up him, and they've allowed him to get into the lobby. Kalho was caught, Lime's taken down as well, so both soldiers down. Uber's popped really early, Kritzonite goes flying, airshot finished him off against the wall, and in fact they're all behind the Quarantine players. No one turned around to get Gear there. Epsilon is still over the point, still Gear is up, someone take care of Gear. He's still been floating around for about 10 minutes, and in the end, Gear finishes top of that round, and I mean, seriously, I'm just so shocked that no one even called it when they came round the left-hand side, upper left KnOxXx. I'm actually that shocked. I'm disgusted.
Yeah, Epsilon on their last push is getting loads of width. It's like they have players up each side of it. And I think Quarantine there need just to kind of to isolate one group of those players and take them down and then focus on the other side. Instead, they're just letting Epsilon have so much width, and as you said, Gear over on that point was, well, a bit tragic for them. But Epsilon being very dominant here, almost a wipe. Now it's a wipe already. And, well, this is no process. This is Badlands, and Epsilon, they are very, very refined on this map, their strategies. And it's going to be, well, they're taking the mid, and we'll have to see with this Uber advantage, can they just carry the momentum yet again?
Yeah, it's all Epsilon at the moment. Maybe the Quarantine's confidence was knocked on that second map, but right now it's looking like it's going to be a 5-0. And in fact, maybe we can get time to do a cheeky speed round. That's how quick it's going. And we may have to do a couple to make sure it's like a standard length one. So let's have a look at the time. They have 25 minutes remaining. KnOxXx has that Uber ready. They're going to pop it nice and early to get Numlocked into the point. No one's come down to contest at the moment. Lime takes a rocket as he comes down. wltrs is only the first loss. Fu and get Lime taken down as well. So right now, Quarantine looking like they may hold on to it, KnOxXx. And I'm just trying to see where schocky is. Schocky's coming around behind. Zappis has managed to find him, takes him down. Mike's still in that corner as well. And in the end, it's going to be Numlocked, who is the first man in the point to capture the point.
Yeah, he just pushed in up top used all of his stickies, fell back, reloaded, got an overheal, came back in and dealt a load of damage. So, yeah, I think we will have to go with a cheeky speed round, and this time you're starting us off.
Okay then, as they both approach middle, and Food's in the middle now, he's just jumping around, getting those stickies onto Numlocked, and in fact Epsilon now jumping onto the point and right-hand side, all over the point. Walders is the first lost. Quarantine looking like they're in a better position here, and in fact this is going to be a bad round for us to do a speed round. Shocky and Gear both going down, Numlocked are down as well, so it's 4 players down for Epsilon, and Quarantine aren't going to retake that mid for the first time. They're going to first time it's going to be, but Lime finishes off Nox as well. Are we going to see a wipe? Mike, you need to kill yourself and do a wipe, but it's not going to happen. Mike is the only one left up for Epsilon. As we see now, Quarantine, we're following zappis through the house just on the right hand side. He's just going to keep on floating around, just flicking between his pistol and his shotgun, not really doing much. Gear and Mike just firing up rockets onto that Spire and Arcs. Go.
Okay, so we had Walters getting a shot over onto Vicon. We do have a spy and a sniper running from Epsilon, so they aren't running any scouts at the moment, and could this backfire because that mid's going to take a long time to cap. But instead it looks like they are just holding around over near their choke point at the moment. A spy's coming in and behind, does manage to take down Kritzonite, and he's jumping around. Soldiers coming in, and Scout has managed to take him down. In comes Numlocked from the choke point, spams a few stickies, does get isolated. Well, that's Fu who's isolated, should I say, and we do have a Scout and a Soldier. Soldier's jumping up over onto the Soldier on the train, does get annihilated by a shotgun. Scout's also coming up there, but I feel he's going to die to the same fate here. No, in fact, he craters, the ground takes him down, but in comes zappis from behind, takes down KnOxXx, manages to get the medics. That's going to be saving grace because Quarantine do have Kritzonite still alive at the moment, but actually he just changed class, so they've just lost any significant Uber advantage because he just wanted to change spawn. And so now it looks like Epsilon are sending their Demo Man over onto this Spire already. They do have a sniper up the choke, so if anyone tries to jump out to him, Demo Man is on the balcony, so is their medic. That's a bit risky because Sniper's got a shot. He's aiming. Is he going to get a shot over on him? Doesn't need to because in comes Mike, takes him down. And, well, it looks like they're still getting time on this Spire.
As we see Epsilon now, the tide has turned in their favour. They're going to, Walters does take that shot on Lime. Kalho's gone up as well. Make sure Walters doesn't get. He does hit him on the way down and doesn't crater Arse. That was so close. Walters still going to come around and he does finish him off. So Walters, the one-man army for Epsilon at the moment, as he comes down through into the middle area onto that last OP. No one's contesting him at the moment. Walters still dancing around, zooming in and out, just going after that sniper. He has been seen, of course, so that would have been called an Epsilon. All in favour of them at the moment. Uber at 90% and building really, really fast. Great building play by Epsilon. Walters going for the shot. The medic Pyro's going to come in and take him. So Vika finishing off Walters. Epsilon now just setting up the attack. Uber has been popped. Early Numlocked is running onto the point. Quarantine are going to try and come in to stop it, but Uber needs to be flicked off. Numlocked. Mike, Gear on there as well. Gear's taken down, so Quarantine's still holding onto this as long as they can. Nox taken down as well. Shocky comes in to finish off Kritzonite, and right now Quarantine are going to hold it out, but hold on, Shocky has something to say about it, and Shocky comes in, finishes off the last of the Quarantine players, and 4-0 the score, 22 minutes remaining, and that was a speed round brought to you by KnOxXx and Beta. Comedian doing the streaming for us, so thank you for that, my friend. I hope you kept up with us.
Well, just to challenge Comedian, we're going to do another one, a double speed round as it comes to Scout. We do have a V1 going over onto the side of the ramp there. We're supporting his Demo Man up on the point, and we'll just have to see what they can do here. A lot of pressure going on Numlocked, but in comes Gear. He is jumping, trying to focus over onto the medic. Gets one nice shot on him, but does get taken down by V1. And it looks like Quarantine actually doing a good job here. They have lost their medic, and KnOxXx is still alive, but they only have Shocky alive. I say that Shocky's been taken down, and KnOxXx has been taken down, so it's a complete wipe for Epsilon. And they are over onto this point. Yes, that's a wipe. And now they are going to be pushing forward. They have left one player on the point. Scout is making his way up onto the Spire. Demo Man sticky in over onto the balcony entrance. And, well, we're just going to have to see if Epsilon are going to send anyone out to contest this. I don't want to pass it over to you, Beta, just yet, because there's not too much happening. But Fu does take down Mike. And, wow, Lime craters. And on that note, Beta.
B-Quinn taking that spot all on his own. That's how good he is. He can get up to the point all on his own and capture it. Focusing down Numlocked with the help of zappis as well, so we're going to follow V-Quinn as he comes into the point. He's going to come down the right hand side. No one has seen him yet. V-Quinn, do it yourself, my friend. He's going to come onto the final point. No one's seen him. And there we go. It's going to be the first point for Quarantine of the match. 4-1 the score. Come back on the cards, Arc, surely.
Oh, definitely. If Quarantine don't win this match now, then, I don't know, end of TF2. But, okay, so we will just go for a usual round now. We'll bring it back down to speed, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, so, right, Demo Men have made it into the midpoint at the moment. Zappis goes down very early to, a Numlocked and Walters combo, but Walters and Gear do get taken down in return, so Quarantine in quite a good position. Their players are getting quite weak, though they still have 4 alive. They have kept their medic in quite a good position. There's a lot of spam going over onto the soldier of Mike. His medic's already abandoned him, and he's left with a Demoman. He is jumping to try and get this medic. Does manage to take... No, doesn't manage. I flicked through a wall and he disappeared. Like, just for a brief second, I thought he just hit the world's most amazing air shot, like 150 damage rocket, but...
Kritzonite on crits, by the way, Art. Kritzonite on crits. I've just noticed that. Sorry to interrupt you, but someone's coming behind him. It was Numlocked, so the crits have on crits. Kritzonite on crits have all gone. So that's a big loss for Quarantine there. And I won't be surprised now if Epsilon push out, really, because Crits has lost his crits.
Yep, that's it. So, Soldier of Kalho is falling back. It's inviting Epsilon to just walk for free into this point. I would have thought maybe they could have sent someone in or stayed in there, but I guess without that overheat, it's quite hard to do a bomb. Saying that, Weak1 does come behind them there and try to get some damage on the medic, but Nox didn't flinch, and he didn't need to because I think he took a 1 damage meat shot. And, well, it looks like Quarantine forced back to their Spire, so mid 4-3 just with that intimidation of the Uber. Mike is down near the lobby, and Walter's actually also coming inside that lobby. So a lot of damage, and Numlock's coming. They're going to Uber onto the medic. It looks like he's going to manage to escape, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to save his Demo Man here. Demo is very weak. Numlock's still chasing him. Oh, gets 2 players down with 1 shot there. One of them actually cratering. And luckily for them, Kritzonite is still alive on his last, but, well, he needs some help.
Oh, he's taken a massive pipe from Numlocked as well, so only a rocket will come in and finish him off, and it does. Gear does the damage. It's going to be 5-1 the score, 18.5 minutes remaining. All one-way traffic again in favour of Epsilon. So if you have just joined us, this is VanillaTV with bringing you Quarantine versus Epsilon eSports. This is ETF2L Season 13 Premiership Division, powered by TT eSports, and 1-0 the map score in favour of Epsilon, and they're looking like they're going to be 2-0, sorry. And it's all one-way traffic again, Arch, and let's just see how they fare on mid, because they have lost it. That said, they have lost it the last couple of times. So kalho is the first loss again. Oh, look where the Epsilon combo is, sitting at the back of the train. I haven't seen anyone sit at the back of the train like that in a while, but it obviously worked for them, and they've lost 4 players there. Mike is actually chasing what I believe to be the scout or V-Queen as well. I'm just seeing where Fu is. Lime threw up Nox there. He tried to ride it away, and he cratered.
Yeah, I saw him. He went flying. The thing was, I looked at his health while he was in the air, and I thought, he'll be okay. And I think that falling damage must have done about 40 damage or something crazy. But yeah, he got taken down. And so that could be the saving grace for Quarantine. There is still 17 minutes left in this map, so there's plenty of time. But, well, they still need to do something. And, oh, great shot by zappis there, saving his medic's life, who got juggled once already, and Walter, as a sniper, does get taken down. So this is prompting Quarantine to push over into this midpoint. There is a scout sitting on the point at the moment, but I'm just having a look to see if anyone else is in a position to make a jump or anything. And actually, who's that on the back cap?
Numlocked.
It does look like Numlocked. Well, of course it was going to be. I could have told you that without looking, I think. But he's sticking off underneath, and he's bought some time, but they have still captured this midpoint. They still have a soldier and a scout. The soldier does get taken down, but Beacon there taking down Mike. And Demoman has jumped in aggressively, maybe overextended, but he does manage to ride the rocket well, and that means Gear does get taken down. Nox trying to fight some arrows in there, but he is just accepting defeat. And, well, Quarantine, they're going to be pushing over onto this Spire with their Uber.
Yep. Still time for that comeback, looking like they want to get another point on the board. They have that Uber ready to rock and roll. Schocky, in fact, setting up an SG on last. Walters is behind them, unspotted, trying to go for the perfect shot onto the scout. He doesn't pull the trigger, so the scout runs away as well. So I'm following Walters at the moment as he comes in behind, still doesn't do the shot on the scout. SG's down, taking their time, and they are getting time on the point. So Walters doesn't get back in time. In fact, they did use that Uber as they came into the point, and Quarantine taking it relatively easy in the end, Arcs. 2-5 the score in favour, of course, Epsilon eSports. Let's just see how this next mid-fight goes for round 8.
Yeah, there was also a soldier out of position, so Epsilon only with 4 players against the 6-man Uber push. They didn't really stand a chance in that respect. So, yep, going on to round 8, as Beta correctly said. Epsilon trying to be a bit more aggressive there, but that's 2 players overextended before the Demomans even got in, who took a much slower route. And that has meant that basically Epsilon players are getting annihilated here. Gear's still trying to go in for some shots if there wasn't a rocket in the way. That medic might have taken that rocket. It looks like Nox is going to get taken down by an Ubersaw from Kritzonite. And Quarantine wiping Epsilon there. Lots of time on this midpoint as well, so I don't think Epsilon are really going to get much over onto this Spire. They are running a sniper to see maybe if he can get a pick, and he is heading up towards the balcony now. See if he can pick anything up on that point. Does take a shot, but that's about all he's going to be able to do with that amount of spam that's... And actually, he's going for a shot from the trash, and he has a sight of Medic, but nope, he does get taken down. But I do commend him for that decision. They had to get something done there. They had to have a pick. And, well, it's Quarantine's push now. Let's see how they can execute it.
Yeah, they're kind of coming up top. Uber popped very early to get the scout in onto the point. Soldier goes down straight away to try and get up top of the point and block as well. He has been seen.
Wow.
And in fact, was that 3 players down, courtesy of Knox, Shocky, and some stickies from Numlocked. They blocked. That is a wipe. That is a wipe. That is how you defend against Uber. That is a complete wipe for Quarantine there. They're going to recapture that Spire quite relatively easy, Arcs, and imagine that with Knox, with his Uber at 95% almost, if he flicks back to someone to heal someone, that is, they're going to walk up to that choke point, and if I imagine Numlocked will just do a sort of like one of those sticky jumps like he does, double sticky jump maybe, and they're going through the house, Arcs.
That was one of the most painful last pushes I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry, it was awful. I mean, the scout could have done anything. He could have. Their combo ran in the spawn so early that they could have got to the capture point before they even got back out of that respawn. And there was only stickies. Come on, someone take the hit and then you've capped it. But instead, the scout chased them right up to the spawn door and no one was in the point. Epsilon had come out the other spawn door before the team had even got in there. So now they are carrying this momentum forward. They have used their Uber to take that point, and Quarantine nearly getting their Uber now, sending a soldier up to jump there, but Numlock's jumped very aggressively, getting some spam over onto the players who are on balcony, forcing them back a bit, and the Uber has been popped. And, well, no time on this Spire. They've just got to clean up these scouts. There is still one scout behind them up over on the balcony at the moment, but the rest of the team are making their way over into midpoint. wltrs, it is waiting over onto that Spire. Medic didn't see him, so he's just going to go up for this any second now. Backcap has started now, and I think someone needs to go back for it. And Demoman is going back. He's got to win this really. Scout sensibly jumping off of the point, and still just buying time. But it looks like Quarantine are taking this middle anyway.
Yeah, that was a nice sticky there from Fu actually. wltrs did eat it as he tried to. Oh, was it Shocky? Sorry, it was one of them as he tried to jump away. But
check this out. There are other scouts also behind them. He has been spotted by Zappis. I was going to say, he was all the way on their last point, hoping that backcap was going to work, I guess, and he would have captured their last point. But that is keeping 2 players back, which is just delaying the push and buying Epsilon some more time.
Yeah, I see wltrs, see where Shocky is as well. It's almost like he's gone AFK almost, but no, he is actually there now, so he's back now, Arcs. Let's just see what happens here. They did use that Uber to come around through that valley area, in fact. I'm just trying to see where the Epsilon combo is. Epsilon combo just sitting on the balcony still. I think we got a little bit confused where the scouts are sitting. But right now, Quarantine trying to just dance around, get some time on that Spire. But Epsilon will just be able to jump up and contest. And in fact, Mike might be a little bit overextended here. He managed to escape. Gear takes down Zappy. So that was one of the scouts. Sorry, Zappis, sorry. They've got that Uber now, Arts, and it's gonna invite them forward.
Yep, Scout gets juggled. Excellent pipe there from Numlocked. Taking down Recon after the initial sticky sent him flying through the air. And we do have wltrs sniping. Might get a shot over onto Demoman, misses the shot. But the Uber is about to be popped, and they are pushing in. Epsilon also popping their Uber. Can Quarantine block the midpoint here? It does look like they're doing a job so far, but only one soldier stayed out. He does get headshot. Not that it matters, as Gear was going to be jumping in behind him to take him down anyway. And Quarantine surrendering that midpoint. Numlock's already pushing through the choke with a sniper. They had a lot of players in the house, but they're falling back the forward resup. And that's, well, Numlocked jumping forward to get some shots over onto Fu. Takes him down over on the balcony, and they have a scout sitting up there at the moment. Epsilon look like they are in the commanding position here, and Quarantine probably going to be on a last defense.
Yeah, Numlocked helping out that tick over on the Spire as well. So Kritzonite just building his Uber, 50%. Knox slight advantage, 70%. Let's just see if they walk in and use it effectively as it's ready. They're already on the point almost. See where they're favouring. Sorry, as I was clearing my throat. So let's just see. They're coming down the right hand side. Kritzonite only at 80%, which the building has slowed. It has been called. Surely, Gear, Waters and Numlocked all taken down courtesy of Fu and Lime. So, I'm not really sure how they managed to do that there. They all seem to stack together, but it hasn't worked.
Watch out,
Contrary
Shocky's
to,
hiding. He's been seen. Zappis saw him. Shocky was hiding on a little light bulb, which could have worked. But in comes the Ubered combo onto Last. As Quarantine did push out, just a medic and soldier came in and, well, killed the one remaining player on there with an Uber. It was a bit of a imbalanced fight.
Wow, they came in the right-hand side again, so no one went out that way? Okay, so
Apparently
surprising.
not.
Surprising, so 6-2 the score. This is VanillaTV's Arx, Beta and Comedian ABC Tuesday crew bringing you Quarantine and Epsilon eSports. This is the second map of CP Badlands between these two teams, Season 13 Premiership Division. As we see now, the 9th round taking place. Gear is the first loss for Epsilon, who went ultra aggressive to try and lock him into house. Demoman is down as well, so both Demoman as well. It looks like Quarantine has slightly better map positioning here,
players are so
but
weak.
they've lost so many people all of a sudden. They ran away, their medic left them. Kalho very weak as well. I expect him to be taken down if he doesn't get back to spawn. He has been called. Surely someone just took a pot shot at him. He has picked up a med pack. Scout's going to come in and finish him off. So there we have it. So we could be looking at a final score 7-2 right here, because Kritz was taken down. I'll be surprised if he's not running Kritz. They have tipped over that Spire already as well, and he's running that normal Uber charge. So it's going to be Nox with his Uber versus that Kritz with no Kritz or Uber.
Yep, so they have opted for a Pyrus Sniper defense. No, yep, sorry, I thought one of them had changed there. But nope, in comes Epsilon now. Pop the Uber nice and early, so Sniper's going to have to change. He changes to a Scout. Pyro just burning a Scout at the moment, not really being able to accomplish too much. Sticky's over on the point. Numlocked delaying the death just for a fraction of a second to allow a few more players on there. And that does mean that Epsilon are going to hit that 5 win difference and come out on top on this map as well.
So, thank you for listening and watching tonight. This has been VanillaTV's Arx, Beta and Comedian bringing you Quarantine versus Epsilon. Final score was 5-0 on Process and 7-2 on CP Badlands in favour of Epsilon eSports, who now move to the top of the Premiership Division in ETF2L this season. Looking like they're in a good position right now, yet to drop any maps, but I recommend watching the Process, CP Process VOD if you did miss that, because the scoreline doesn't really give away the true story of the game. But it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. It's goodbye from Arx.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye, Comedian.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Comedian always says bye twice.
I know. It's a bit weird like that. He likes bye-bye. He knows normal English only. So, where he says goodbye, we just say bye-bye. Anyway, cheers for watching all, and we'll see you all soon.
See you later.